The man was starving, but he only dared to order a lady's portion of pork cutlet rice bowl because the large portion in this restaurant was really huge. The first time he came here to eat, he didn't know this and ended up in a tough spot. That day, as soon as he entered the restaurant, he saw a customer next to him eating a pork cutlet rice bowl. Although it looked like a large portion, it still seemed too small for the man. So he decided to order a large portion of pork cutlet rice bowl, which shocked everyone around. The waitress wanted to suggest he order a smaller portion, but the man angrily refused. So the waitress had no choice but to bring him the large portion. The man was amazed when he saw the bowl of pork cutlet rice. It was much bigger than the one next to him. He thought maybe the restaurant had different sizes, so he quickly opened the menu to check. Then he realized that the customer next to him was eating not a regular portion, but the lady's portion. At that moment, the waitress came over with a camera. It turned out that everyone who challenged the large portion of pork cutlet rice had to be photographed and the pictures would be hung in the middle of the shop. The man had no choice but to pick up his chopsticks and start eating. Soon, he finished the pork cutlet. He thought that if he could just finish the rice, he would succeed. But to his surprise, the pork cutlet reappeared from underneath. It turned out that this large portion of pork cutlet rice had 3 layers of pork cutlet. The pork cutlet seemed to turn into a huge monster that overwhelmed the man. The waitresses wanted to persuade him to give up, but the man was not willing to. He still tried his best to eat it all and became the first person in history to successfully complete the challenge. But when the man got back to the company, the president suddenly called him to the office to taste a pork cutlet sandwich. The man almost threw up on the spot when he saw this. So this time, the man was definitely not going to be fooled again. But just as the man was about to drink some water, the fat man next to him ordered a large portion of pork cutlet rice. Although the waitress hurriedly tried to dissuade him, the fat man patted his stomach and said he was fine. The man couldn't help but laugh after hearing this. As expected, the large portion was still very big. The man proudly said that it was the fat man's own fault for not reading the menu carefully and that it was too late for him to regret now. Just as the man was about to watch the fun, the waitress brought over the camera. Just as the man was about to see the fat man make a fool of himself, he suddenly felt something was wrong. The man looked at his own victorious photo and instantly understood the fat man's intention. Sure enough, the fat man wanted to share the pork cutlet rice with him. The man angrily scolded the fat man, saying that his appetite was smaller than that of a dog. But just at that moment, the man's pork cutlet rice bowl was served. Seeing this, the fat man immediately laughed triumphantly at the man. The man was very angry and changed his order to a large portion of pork cutlet rice. In this way, what was supposed to be an ordinary lunch turned into a battle between them. In the end, the man painfully returned to the office and almost threw up as soon as he sat down. The fat man, holding his stomach, got into the car. Neither of them was able to complete the challenge.